Hello and welcome to the September edition of The Buzz. I am at Movement Mortgage today talking with Allie Fry about interest rates and the Fed meeting and lots of other mortgage information. So stay tuned and check out our little conversation. Hello, Allie. Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us today about mortgage rates and Movement Mortgage and the upcoming Fed meetings. So let's start with with rates. How are rates trending right now?
Rates are at like an 11-month low, so great to buy. We are pretty stable since the beginning of September, about 6.25, give or take. So it's a good time to think about buying or refinancing.
Excellent. I think that is even lower than I was expecting you to say. I thought they were closer to 6.5. So great news that they keep creeping down, which is what we want to see. On the topic of rates, I know there's a Fed meeting this week. For those of you who are watching, we are filming this on Monday, so the Fed meeting hasn't happened yet, but I'm curious, how does the Fed rate and this meeting impact the mortgage industry?
Yes, great question. So the Fed rate, if it's cut, which likely it will be, can impact mortgage rates. So because there's been so much talk about the Fed cutting their rate, it's probably more likely baked into most lenders' rate sheets. So that 6.25 we're seeing is really already anticipating the Fed cutting the rate this week. Now, it could still go down a little bit, but most are saying that it's going to stay pretty close to 6.25 and maybe drop down to like 6% over the next couple months. But we're pretty stable, no huge significant drops that you should expect.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you correctly, there's not a direct correlation between the Fed rate and mortgage rates. It's more of an indicator that mortgage companies use to set rates, and in anticipation, they've already lowered those rates a little bit.
Yep, absolutely.
Excellent. Great to know, because I think sometimes people see that rate go down and they go, ooh, there's going to be a big drop. Well, guess what? You already benefited from that.
Absolutely. If the Fed says they cut it 0.25%, it does not mean it goes from 6.25 to 6%.
Excellent. Good to know. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about that in the market. All right, so if someone watching this video knows someone or themselves is thinking about the possibility of maybe making an investment, whether for their primary residence or as a rental, something like that, and they're thinking about getting into the real estate market coming up, hopefully the first thing they're going to do is call me. Get that, guys? Call me first. And I will refer them over to you. What can they expect from that initial process from you?
Yeah, so I think it's always best to jump on a quick call, have that conversation about your goals and timeline, and nothing too scary or anything, just to kind of get to know you a little bit more and how we can make your mortgage loan the best fit for you. And I explain the whole process on that call as well. So if you're even thinking about it, just a conversation to start with is the best way to go.
Excellent. Now I'm going to throw something out that we didn't talk about you talking about, so here we go. I can always edit it out if I have to. One of the concerns that people express to me when I refer them to a mortgage lender when they're not 100% sure they're ready to go is that a hard credit pull will be taken and that can hurt them. Can you talk about how getting pre-approved impacts credit scores?
Absolutely. So that is definitely a frequently asked question for sure. Our pre-approval is a soft inquiry, so it does not affect your credit score as a hard inquiry. That comes when you find a property and we go under contract, and we do have to do that hard pull with all 3 credit bureaus. But for the pre-approval, it does not affect anything at all. So again, it does not hurt to have that conversation and do that application it just gives you more information and know where you stand as far as qualification, and if you don't qualify now, what you need to do in the future to get into that home.
That is excellent to know. So if someone has already talked to another lender or talked to a new builder or something like that, and they're worried about getting, shopping rates, and they're worried about calling you because what if they do a hard pull and my credit score gets hurt? That is not the case. They can call you and find out that really they'd be better off working with Allie Fry at Movement Mortgage than whomever they've been talking to. There's really no risk in getting that pre-approval.
Yeah, absolutely. Not at all.
Excellent. I am all about gathering as much information as possible to make the best decisions, and seems like that is a safe way to go.
Absolutely.
Allie, thank you so much. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
And I hope that, look, did you notice she's got on her Wolfpack t-shirt because Allie is ready for tailgating. You know, that's our theme this month. Check out the newsletter for some more fun tailgating info. Bye now. Thanks for watching, guys. It was great meeting with Allie. She had so much helpful information, and I hope it was helpful for you too. See you next month.